video, I'm going to show you how to do 3, 4, and 5 strand braids. And they do get more complicated as you go up with the strands, but it is basically the same concept, so bear with me and let's get started. To do the 3-strand braid, you're going to separate your hair into 3 equal sections that are also kind of the same length, and then you're going to cross the outside piece from one side over the middle and then the other outside piece over the new middle, and you're going to continue switching between doing that all the way down your hair. And then once you get down to the bottom, you're just gonna hold the bottom with one hand and then pull apart the braid with the other hand. So what I do is I grab the outermost piece of each piece that I'm pulling apart and pull it outwards and upwards so that it gets thicker and also kind of gets pulled out of the normal braid a little bit, and then just secure it with an elastic and pull it apart as much as you want afterward to make it look so much thicker and, in my opinion, a lot more impressive. So to start this one, you're going to start by separating your hair into 4 sections. So I just split it in half and then each of those in half again so that they're kind of the same size. They don't have to be perfect. And then putting the 2 on the left in my left hand and the 2 on the right in my right hand. And then we're going to always be working with the outside pieces. So my right, your left, I'm going to cross over and then under the next strand. And then the one on my left, your right, you're going to cross under and then over the next strand, and then the right, over, under, and then the left, under, over, and you're gonna continue doing that. So really just try to find a way for your hands to feel comfortable, like doing that over, under motion, and then just keep that in your mind the whole time so that you don't get confused, and that is basically the easiest way. And just remember to practice, 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 because this one, it definitely took me a ton of time to learn. So the more that you practice, the more that your hands will feel comfortable doing it. And then once you get to the bottom, just secure it with an elastic and pull the braid apart. And when I do the 4-strand braid, I start by pulling out the outside pieces first to make it thicker and wider, and then the smaller inside pieces I kind of pull outwards towards the front so that they bubble forward and become a little bit more thick. We are going to separate our hair into 5 sections. I know that's probably such a shocker. And then you're going to have to try to make them the same size, even though there's really no rhyme or reason to how I go about this. And my front 2 pieces are usually a little bit bigger because they are shorter. And then you're gonna put the left 2 in your left hand and leave the middle one kind of falling down, and then the right 2 in your right hand. And then we are going to start doing the braid. So this is kind of the same concept. You're going to be using the outside pieces. So you're going to cross the right one over, under, over, and then the other one over, under, over. And I kind of find a 5-strand braid easier than a 4-strand braid because both ways are going to be the same. It's going to be over, under, over, over, under, over, over, under, over. So you kind of don't have to keep in mind which side is which. So if that helps you, just remember it's always over, under, over, and then figure out how to do your hands for it, and you are golden. To the bottom, just secure it with an elastic, and again I pull out the outside pieces first and then kind of tease and rub the middle pieces so that they become like a bubble braid, and then that is it. Sometimes pieces at the bottom start to come out, so if that happens to you, because your braid obviously gets shorter both when you're using more strands and when you pull it apart, you can always just move the elastic up or tuck them under. So I hope you guys loved this video. It took me forever to learn how to do the 4 and 5 strand braids, but once you get in the habit of doing it and how to hold the different strands with your fingers, it gets a ton easier and just becomes more of like a routine and your fingers know what to do, so it becomes tons easier. So just give it a lot of practice and I swear that you'll be able to get it too. I'll see you next week with another tutorial.